A heartbreaking milestone now in the coronavirus pandemic. The global death toll has now reached 1 million. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. And that number could double before an effective vaccine is available to slow the spread. A new White House task force report now showing COVID-19 outbreaks at Georgia colleges are improving. This comes as the state is now reporting the lowest new case numbers since early June. We have seen below average new infection numbers for about a week now, but the number of people at the hospital with COVID-19 has not dipped. We are seeing higher than normal number of deaths reported over the weekend, but they were lower yesterday with an additional 15 lives lost. Georgia's total death count is now near 7,000.